So, Paul, we're in this Ford Ranger Ute, and this has all the modern safety features of a high-end sedan. So the top three are ABS, anti-lock braking system, traction control, and electronic stability control. And they're your emergency systems. They allow you to still keep control of the car and still guide the car in an emergency situation.
Right.
So, but there's a bit of a gap in the driving curriculum when you get your license to the technology in the car now. We're not taught how those systems work and how they can help you in an emergency if you know how they work. So we're just going to fill that gap for you right now and show you how they work, and then let you have a go of it. So the reason the water is on here is just to keep the speed down and also lower the grip level.
Right.
So if this was dry, we'd probably be up to probably 100 kilometres an hour before that system started kicking in. With the grip down, it'll probably be around about 50 kilometres an hour, I'd say. So that's about 50 kilometres an hour now. And you can see I turn the wheel, nothing happens. If I keep turning the wheel, the car will turn. Okay, so I didn't adjust my throttle position at all. I had about 20% throttle. I kept putting steering lock in the car. The computer in the car said I need to slow down to make that corner. It's measuring steering angle and pulled throttle out.
Right.
If I do that again, it's about 50 kilometres an hour. It's a pretty good guess. Now I'm going to go to 100% throttle now. Look what happens.
Oh, it's pulling the... It's not
changed. So I'm 100% hard on the throttle. Okay. If I add a bit of steering, pulls more throttle down. Keep adding steering. Look at that. I'm still 100% throttle.
That's amazing.
So if I'm driving along and there's an incident in front of me, and even if I forget to pull the throttle out of the car, it'll do it for me. On the higher speed stuff, if you get into a slide or something like that as well, the stability control will take over as well.
So that, even though we forgot to take our foot off the pedal, the computer and the program was reducing that throttle as you came into that turn. That's something I've never been taught. I don't think many people have.
Let's have a look if we turn that stability traction off. So hold for ESC off. Stability control is now off.
Right.
So let's see what happens. That same thing. Now I'll go to 100% throttle.
Wow, that's totally... So same speed but more throttle. And
I just did the same exercise and I'm facing backwards. And an average driver hasn't got the skill to catch that. And even if you did try and catch it, most people will just move the accident further down the road.
Right.
You've seen them there that I've got it, I haven't got it, and they get into this sway.
Yes.
And eventually it gets away on them. But to have the skill level to catch that is something you really need to rehearse. And you can't train everyone to do that. And we don't have to now because the cars have got it in. So in a fleet situation, for your standard operating procedures for your vehicles, that should be never turn that off.
Agreed.
It'd be like going to sea without a life jacket.
Yeah, I love it. I mean, we were just basically facing oncoming traffic there. We were just side on. T-bone, and someone's going to hit us at 100k or whatever, and it's game over for either them or us.
Yeah, so you felt it then from the passenger seat.
Yeah.
Now I want you to experience it as the driver.
Okay.
It's quite a good exercise. That'll be about 48. You'll just feel the steering go light, the car will start to understeer a bit, and you've exceeded the grip level of the tyre.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's starting to...
You're like 44, just bring it up a bit more, see it's starting to... Now the steering's not reacting to your inputs.
That's right.
Okay, so hold that. Now crank some more steering lock on with the same throttle percentage.
Throttle's got...
It's come right off.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, I could actually... There's a moment there where I could feel the steering, and then I weren't in... The system kicked in.
Yeah, the system kicked in. So two messages there. The steering didn't react to your inputs, which is what we call understeer.
Yeah.
So you're turning and you're going too fast for the speed you want.
Yeah.
So old times before we had these electronics in the car, it was up to us to recognise that and do something about it. And you need to train someone a lot to be able to recognise that.
Yeah.
With these systems in the car's doing it for you. But it's still, the car's fixed a problem. I've gone too fast then.
Right.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have had the confidence or understanding to know that before now. I mean, I got to that point where I grip and I just went that extra quarter turn. And what was interesting, what you said, even though on the throttle, the systems are taking over to give me that stability.
Yeah, and if there's an incident, if you look where you need to go to avoid the incident and drive around it, the car will just adapt to where you want to go. So your vision's the most important, and not scared to react.
Right. Okay.
So next thing we'll go and do that exercise again, and till you feel that slip in the tyre where you exceeded the grip level, then I want you to ramp to 100% throttle.
Okay.
So this would be you've had a especially here in Queensland, it quite often rains for a summer shower, and you just haven't read the road.
So it's losing it now.
Losing it now. Now just as we come out, just ramp to 100% throttle. So you're flat on the floor there.
Yeah. It was taking that's a different experience for me, because even though my foot was flat to the floor, no more power was going in the engine, and the computer, I'm assuming the systems,
it's measuring G, wheel speed and steering angle, and saying, hey, you're going too fast for this situation. We need to fix that.
And does it send different signals for different wheels? And
it will do once we do some higher speed stuff. So we'll go out on the dry in a minute. We'll do an ABS brake, then we'll do an ABS brake with an emergency lane change.
Yes.
Where normally the car, if you did a rapid change of direction, it could get a slide.
Yeah.
It'll correct that by adjusting the brake pressure on different wheels.
Wow.
So I'm going to turn that off on you now.
This is the moment of truth?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hold rear C off. So some cars you can't even turn this off now.
Right,
like the new Mazda, SUVs, a lot of the high-end European cars, you can't even turn that off. You can turn it down, but you can't turn it off.
Right, that's good. Yeah. Okay.
This being a four-wheel drive.
Yeah.
For some four-wheel driving, like sand and mud, you need to be able to turn that off to power through it.
Right, okay.
So that's why the ability is there to turn it off.
Got you.
Yeah.
Okay, so same circle, same speed.
Yep.
Here we go. Gone straight away. I'm in oncoming traffic.
30, 40 kilometres an hour.
Yeah, didn't even get to the speed. As soon as I put the power on around the corner, because I'm not nowhere near an experienced driver with the people here, I'm your normal driver, back end flip round, I'm facing oncoming traffic, I totally lost it. And you're right, the road's wet, like
really low grip. And that's the situation. You've had an afternoon summer shower. It's not constant rain, it's a quick little rain shower. Boom, it's caught you out. That's just what happens. So
I think this is really important for people watching this video in my industry, because the ute is such a common tool, and it's actually a class as a light truck, as we spoke yesterday, and it's basically a weapon if it's not used properly. And we've got stuff in the back that adds to the weight, and we've just done a spin there, and it's such a low speed spin, and I reckon that happens a lot more than what people let on. So this is really important, I think, for my industry that we're talking about today.
Yeah, it's just and you don't turn it off. You don't need to turn it off. It's there to help you. Let's go out in the dry track now and do an ABS threshold ABS stop.
It's like cheating.
Let's get up to 100 kilometres an hour.
Do you want me to do the swerve or just straight?
Yeah, let's do a dead stop now, just a full ABS stop. So there's an obstruction in the road. Just all lanes are blocked. Yeah. We just have to stop. 3, 2, 1, stop. Lock it down. Stop.
Wow.
So ABS front and rear coming on then, you could feel it. You would have felt a bit of pulse through the pedal. If you're not trained to feel what that pedal feels like, because it is quite unnerving if you haven't felt it before, your foot's getting feedback off the brake pedal.
Yeah.
About 60% of the people when we do that, when they first do it, think there's something on the brakes and they jump off the brake pedal. So just keep pushing,
Previously, I'd have been one of those 60%. As I put my foot on there and really anchored down, I was expecting loss of stability, I was expecting to swerve, but it just kept a straight line. It gripped and anchored down, and the more it was coming to a stop, like you said, that the back felt really stable, and that's really strange.
It started to go, so we're a bit light in the back in the ute, and it did start, for me, it started to walk a bit, and then the stability control fixed that for us. So it started to walk a bit, then it sorted it out for us. So the next one we're going to do is a brake, then a lane change.
Right. Okay.
So to a stop. So we're going to
full on the brake.
Full on the brake, and then a swerve.
Cool.
To a stop.
Okay. I think what an important message for me coming out of this is that trust your brakes, anchor onto your brakes, trust your brakes, and you can steer out of danger while your foot's hard on the brakes and let the system work for you.
Let it work. So in the old days you had to modulate the brake to keep the front. So as soon as the front tyres aren't rotating, you lose steering.
Right.
You use the gyroscopic effect of the tyre. The wheels aren't rotating, so the car won't turn. You need rotation for the car to turn.
Yeah.
All the ABS is doing, it's sensing that you're about to lock up, and it's just pulling brake pressure off and keeping the front wheels and the rear wheels rotated.
This is really important, and I'll keep saying this. However, the amount of Ks we're travelling these vehicles, and this could definitely save someone's life for me. So we're going to go 100k again?
Yeah, 100k. And we're just going to do a threshold ABS brake and a swerve into the other lane with a full stop. So 3, 2, 1, change lanes, stop, check your mirrors, anyone coming behind us?
No.
No, so we can relax, we're okay, reset yourself, go on your journey. So another thing to watch out for, you might have come to a stop, but who's following you? Yeah. So the next one would be, I've avoided the incident, I've come into this lane. The next problem you got, is there someone coming this way or is there someone coming from behind me? So we're going to go into this lane, then we're going to get back into another lane.
Get my head space right now.
Yeah, so it's going to be emergency brake, lane change and back into your lane.
Okay.
So a cow's walked onto the road or something, wander onto the road, 3, 2, 1, there's a cow, drive around, back into your lane, get on with your journey.
Yeah.
So yeah, rule of thumb, make sure the car's got that technology when you buy it. All utes have now.
Yeah.
Most of them all run the same system, which is made by Bosch.
Right.
Most of the manufacturers all run that same system. So if the ability's there to turn it off on a normal road driving, should be company policy, you don't turn it off.
Because you'd be uninsured, would you, if you turned it off in an accident?
I don't think you would be. It's all uncharted territory. No one's really got into this before. So.
It needs to be thought about, doesn't it? Because I mean, what's the point of having a system that's so stable, improving your chance of survival or injuring somebody else, and someone's turning it off?
Someone's turning it off. So yeah, and this car has the ability to turn it off because it's a four-wheel drive and in mud and sand, it needs to be off because you need a certain amount of wheel spin to get through those situations.
We've had our eyes opened here, Paul, and not only this, but back of our utes, it's
a fair bit of gear rolling around in there.
I mean,
but to me, it's like this is your workplace. It's like walking into the office and someone who's got a sloppy desk.
Yeah.
Their paper everywhere. They haven't taken the time to tidy up their workplace. So
stay at your desk.
We all get a bit like that. We get busy, but it needs to be a certain time each week. Needs to be okay. How's my vehicle? What have I got? Does it need some attention? That's normally the last thing we think about because we're that busy. Yeah, I'll jump in the car and get home. So, and it's as simple as just having something floating around the back that's up a bit high. It can come back off the back of the seat and hit you in the back of the head, or
because that's still travelling at 100 k an hour.
Yeah.
And noticed yesterday some of our fuel pods were actually over the fuel tank. So it's...
Yeah, all the weight on one side.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's weight and balance.
Yeah.
Something in the back there not tied down, it'd soon come through that rear window as well. So.
Me and Peter...
Or it flies off the vehicle and gets someone else.
Exactly. The star pig goes through, misses you and kills some
there's
poor.
been a couple we saw today, but that's why we're here and learning about it. It's been bloody good.